European neo-paganism is the fastest growing religion in the United Kingdom, France, Portugal, Denmark, and, you guessed it, the United States of America.
Paganizing. That is what we have been watching for the last half century. When you're saying what's going on, that's what's going on. And it even says he caused Israel to turn away from the commandments. We literally have struck down the 10 commandments in America.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jessica Shambach. Up first at 5, it must be removed. That is the order on the 10 Commandments monument outside the state capitol. In a 7-2 vote by the Oklahoma Supreme Court, it says that it is not constitutional.
We banned it. The spirit of Baal is in all these things. We are watching this nation and this civilization becoming pagan.
Do you know that the House of Representatives, the Congress, opened this year, the first session, with a prayer not to God, the God of the Bible, but to Brahma, a pagan god.
May the God who created the world and everything in it bless us and keep us. May the Lord make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May the Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon us and give us peace. Peace in our families, peace across this land, and dare I ask, O Lord, peace even in this chamber, now and evermore. We ask it in the name of the monotheistic God, Brahma, and God known by many names, by many different faiths. Amen. And a woman.
So the rise of witchcraft, the occult, religious doctrines, it's all part of the same thing. The turning away from faith, these are all substitutes for God. They compete against God because they're substitutes for God.
As of late 2018, multiple mainstream news outlets have covered the topic of witchcraft being on the rise in America.
It's estimated as many as 1 million people identify as being a witch in the U.S., with 20% of that population to be in New York.
What does this mean exactly, that you cast a binding spell on the president?
So we're here in Brooklyn, where a group of pagan witches have gathered to place a hex on the newly confirmed Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
One article says that the witch population has doubled in the decade as millennials cast off Christianity. New York Post says,
so why has witch popularity doubled? Perhaps it's because millennials were raised on Harry Potter. Or maybe it's because of the rise in popularity of yoga and meditation, researchers suggest. Regardless, millennials have embraced astrology and the supernatural, even if they aren't quite sure why. In fact, Stella Bugbee, editor-in-chief and president of The Cut, told The Atlantic that their horoscope content traffic increased 150% from 2016 to 2017.
So what's happening is there's a spirit that has caused America to forget God, to forget that it ever knew God. You know, if you knew back then in the 60s, if people knew where it was going to end up, you know, what's the thing is this: these are pagan gods or pagan spirits. So if they come to a Christian nation, their mission is to turn a nation that is, quote, Christian and turn it into a pagan nation.
And it shall be, if thou do at all forget the Lord thy God, and walk after other gods, and serve them, and worship them, I testify against you this day, that ye shall surely perish. As the nations which the Lord destroyeth before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye would not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord your God.